Mr. Boston, my child has suffered an injury during birth, but because the doctor did not intend to hurt my child, I don't have a case, right? I mean, I can't bring a lawsuit in Maryland because my doctor did not intend to hurt my child. Want to know the answer to this question? Stay with me as I share with you this very important information. Hello guys, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm a childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorney practicing law here in the state of Maryland. And I would like to talk with you today quickly before I get out of here for the weekend and head to the gym. But I would like to talk with you today about that question because that question comes up a lot. And it's essentially, well, because the doctor did not intend to cause harm to my child or me in a medical malpractice case, if the doctor did not intend to injure me, then I can't bring a case, right? I mean, I can't go forward because the doctor didn't intend to hurt me. And like I said, this question comes up a lot, and recently this question or this discussion was going on a social media page that I'm a part of, and I was reading the comments, and this was a prevailing comment. Individuals who had been injured, but they were thinking that because the doctor didn't intend to hurt them or to cause their injury, that they couldn't go forward, and they were having a hard time dealing with medical bills and other things like that. So I want to shoot this video today to help you understand this, that the issue of whether your doctor intended to cause you harm, that's not what the issue is, and that's really not relevant. See, to be successful in a childbirth injury case or a medical malpractice case here in Maryland, Maryland law requires that you be able to prove that your treating doctor, in other words, fell below the standard of care causing your injury. Now I'm going to say that again because it's really important. You've got to be able to prove that your treating doctor fell below the standard of care owed to you causing your injury. Now, I said that word standard of care. Well, Marcus, what do you mean standard of care? The best way to look at that is like this. What would a reasonable and prudent doctor do under the exact same circumstances as your doctor? That's what we're talking about with standard of care. All right, let's get to that question again. Let's go back to whether it's important if your doctor intended to cause your injury. The best way to look at this, and I've used this example before in a lot of my other videos because it's really helpful for you to see how this works. All right. When I was growing up, my younger brother and I, we used to play baseball out in the backyard of our parents' house. We would play baseball. We would throw the ball back and forth. Now, we would, be playing and having a good time. But let's say that when I'm throwing the ball to my brother Quentin, I'm getting ready to throw him the ball. I mean, we were little guys at the time. I'm throwing him the ball, and I throw the ball too hard. And Quentin tries to catch the ball, and the ball hits his glove. It deflects off his glove and goes into the neighbor's yard and through our neighbor's window, Mr. Woody's window. It goes through his window. All right, so what are we looking at here? Now, I'm a little boy, like I said, and I'm throwing the ball. Does it really matter whether I intended for the ball to go into Mr. Woody's window? Does it matter whether I intended to break his window out? No. What matters is that I was careless. I threw the ball too hard, or I misjudged Quentin's ability to catch the ball, or maybe I just made a bad throw. And in this instance, what would happen is my dad is going to go over to Mr. Woody's house and he's going to say, Mr. Woody, I'm sorry about what Marcus did, and here's the money to go ahead and pay for your window because he broke out your window. Now, again, is it relevant, or is my dad going to say, well, Marcus, did you intend to break out Mr. Woody's window? No, he's not going to say that. My dad's not going to say that. He's going to go ahead and he's going to say, Mr. Woody, again, sorry that my son broke out your window. Here's the money to get the window fixed. That's how we deal with situations like this. My carelessness is what caused the window to be broken out. Now let's take this further into your situation. Let's say that you're giving birth, and during the vaginal birthing process, the fetal heart strip is showing that your child is in distress. And for whatever reason, the doctors and the nurses, they're not paying attention to it. And they do not order an emergency C-section. And as a result, you're going through and you give birth. And shortly immediately after birth, you notice that your child is having seizures. And then you notice your child is blue in color, and your child has to be taken to the NICU, and your child is not meeting certain neonatal milestones. And then you go and you get a second opinion as to what's causing all of this. And those doctors tell you that, you know what, wait a minute, your child was in distress and you should have had an emergency C-section based on your facts. So why have I taken the time today to explain all of this to you in this really important video, a video that's a lot longer than I normally do, because I'm trying to help you get insight into this process. This is a very important concept that you have to understand, that when we're looking at a possible medical malpractice case in Maryland or a childbirth injury case, the fact that whether the doctor intended to cause harm to you or your baby, that's irrelevant. Again, we're going back to that standard of care. Did the doctor give good and acceptable care to you? And if not, is this what caused your injury? All right, guys, if you have more questions about your situation, if you're watching this video and you're saying, you know what, it's time for me to go and talk with someone, this is what I invite you to do. And remember, it costs you absolutely nothing to take this next action. And that is to go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. I can be reached at 301-850-4832, or if you prefer, you can send me an email to medicalinjury@bostonlawllc.com. I answer Maryland childbirth injury and medical malpractice questions like yours all the time, and I'll be glad to take some time and listen to your story. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the medical malpractice and childbirth injury attorneys here at Boston Law Group, LLC, and we will see you next time. Guys, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.